Universal basic income, a bold solution or a risky gamble? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we break down the world's most debated policies to uncover how they impact our lives. Today we're diving into a topic that's been making waves in economics, politics, and everyday conversations: universal basic income, or UBI. You might have heard the buzz about UBI, but what does it really mean? And could it be the solution to some of society's biggest problems? Let's find out together.
What is universal basic income?
Let's start with the basics. Universal basic income is exactly what it sounds like: a guaranteed, regular payment that every citizen receives from the government. No strings attached, no conditions, and it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or unemployed. The idea is simple. Everyone gets enough money to cover their basic needs, creating a financial safety net for all. Now imagine this. What if you woke up tomorrow to find $1,000 deposited into your bank account, and that's just the beginning of monthly payments for life? You could finally fix that squeaky door, pay off a bill, or splurge on that espresso machine you know you don't really need but secretly want. Sounds like a dream, right? But as with any dream, the reality is a bit more complex. So, how did this idea come about? And has it ever been tested? Let's take a look. A brief history of UBI. The concept of universal basic income isn't new. It dates back centuries. In the late 1700s, Thomas Paine, one of America's founding fathers, proposed a system where every citizen would receive a small payment funded by a tax on landowners. His idea was to ensure that everyone had access to basic resources as a right of being part of society. Fast forward to the 20th century, Martin Luther King Jr. advocated for a guaranteed income as a way to tackle poverty. He believed that economic security was essential for social equality. And in more recent years, countries like Finland, Namibia, and even some U.S. states have experimented with UBI to test its effectiveness. Let's dive into some of these case studies and see what we can learn. Case studies, successes, and challenges. First, Alaska Permanent Fund. One of the longest-running examples of UBI is in Alaska. For instance, one Alaskan resident shared that they used their annual payment to repair their home's heating system before winter, a critical investment in such a cold climate. Another used it to start a small business selling handcrafted goods, showcasing how even modest payments can have significant personal and economic impacts. Since 1982, the state has been distributing annual payments to residents from the Alaska Permanent Fund, which is funded by oil revenues. On average, Alaskans receive around $1,600 per year. What's the impact? Studies show that these payments help reduce poverty and boost local economies. People use the money to pay bills, buy essentials, and even invest in education or small businesses. However, critics argue that the payments are too small to make a significant difference in financial security. Second, Finland's experiment, 2017 to 2018. Finland launched a pilot program where 2,000 unemployed citizens received monthly payments of €560, about $640 for 2 years. The payments were unconditional, meaning participants could keep the money even if they found a job. What did we learn? The results were mixed. Participants reported lower stress levels and better overall happiness. One participant shared that the payments allowed them to pursue a part-time course they had always wanted to take, while another mentioned being able to afford healthier food options, significantly improving their well-being. However, it didn't significantly boost employment rates, which was one of the government's goals. 3. Namibia's Basic Income Grant. In 2008, Namibia conducted a pilot program in a small village where every resident received about $15 per month. While the amount might seem small, it made a huge difference in a region where poverty was rampant. The results? Crime rates dropped, school attendance improved, and local businesses flourished. For example, a local bakery reported increased sales as residents had more disposable income to spend, while the village school saw a surge in enrollment and better attendance as parents could afford uniforms and supplies. The program showed how even modest payments could have transformative effects in low-income communities. Pros of universal basic income. So, why do so many people believe in UBI? Let's break it down. 1. Poverty reduction. One of the strongest arguments for UBI is its potential to eliminate extreme poverty. By providing a financial floor, UBI ensures that no one falls below a certain standard of living. For example, the Namibia pilot reduced food insecurity and improved access to healthcare and education. 2. Adapting to automation. With robots and AI taking over jobs, UBI could provide a safety net for workers displaced by technology. Studies predict that by 2030, automation could replace up to 30% of jobs globally. For example, a 2017 McKinsey Global Institute report highlighted that industries like manufacturing, retail, and food service are particularly at risk, with millions of jobs potentially being automated. This means workers in these sectors might need to retrain or shift to entirely new fields to adapt. UBI offers a way to cushion this transition and ensure people have the resources to retrain or pursue new opportunities. 3. Simpler welfare systems. UBI could replace complex welfare programs, reducing bureaucracy and administrative costs. Instead of multiple targeted benefits, a single universal payment simplifies the system and ensures that no one falls through the cracks. 4. Boosting local economies. When people have more money, they spend it, often in their local communities. This creates a ripple effect, stimulating small businesses and boosting economic activity. Cons of universal basic income. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. UBI comes with its share of challenges. 1. High costs. Critics argue that UBI is simply too expensive. For example, Finland's pilot program cost approximately $22 million to support just 2,000 participants for 2 years. Scaling such a program to an entire nation would require substantial funding, raising questions about sustainability. For example, providing $1,000 per month to every U.S. adult would cost about $3.8 trillion annually. Where would this money come from? Higher taxes? Cutting other programs? It's a tough question to answer. 2. Work disincentives. Some worry that guaranteed income might discourage people from working. However, studies like Finland's pilot suggest this isn't a significant issue. Most participants continued to seek employment. 3. Inflation risks. If everyone has more money, will prices just go up? Economists debate this point, but it's a valid concern, especially in economies with limited supply chains. 4. Universal versus targeted. Why give money to the wealthy when it could be better spent on those who need it most? Critics argue that targeted welfare programs might be a more efficient use of resources. The debate: is UBI the future? Advocates see UBI as a bold solution for the challenges of the 21st century, from poverty to automation. Critics see it as an expensive gamble with uncertain outcomes. The truth likely lies somewhere in between. Hybrid models like a negative income tax offer a middle ground, combining the universality of UBI with targeted benefits for those who need it most. Final thoughts. So, is universal basic income the answer to society's problems? The reality is it's complicated. UBI has the potential to transform lives, but it also comes with significant challenges. What's clear is that we need to continue testing, debating, and refining these ideas. Thanks for tuning in.